Hi everyone, it's Clara and I'm back with another one of my board game app reviews. So today I'm going to talk about Dice Forge. Dice Forge is a really fun game. I'd wanted to play it for a really long time, just never really got round to it. So during this lockdown, I've been making heavy use of board game apps and a Board Game Arena, and Dice Forge is on Board Game Arena. So today I'm going to talk about the game and also the implementation of the game on Board Game Arena. Board Game Arena is great. It's a free website where you can play board games with your friends. There's so much choice. Most of the implementations are really good. In fact, I've not liked any of them so far. There is a paid option, and honestly, if you can support them, please do. I think it's really cool, but I understand that everyone can. But they've been great, and it also means, like I say, I've been able to play Dice Forge, which I've been interested in for quite a long time. I've just not got around to playing it. So let's have a look at it. Let's see how it works, shall we? All right, now when I've done these board game apps, if I'm using a direct app, it's really easy. I can just sort of go in solo mode and explain all the different areas. Here I've had to capture some footage when I was playing with my friends. So with Board Game Arena, you can change the size of the screen, so the things will move around a little bit depending on just the size that you've got it zoomed in. But the nice thing about Board Game Arena is that it has all the rules, so it does all the upkeep for you, and you cannot do things that you're not supposed to do. Whereas with Tabletopia, which is also fantastic as well, but you've got to know how to play the game. With Board Game Arena, you can learn how to play it, and that's what we did with Dice Forge, and it's become a popular game with my friends. So you've got the game area, and the game area consists of there's three bits really. There's the Dice Forge, which is this area here, and then you've got the Hero Forge area thing where you go to the gods and get favors, and then you've got your dice. So let's just look into this. So you've got two dice. Each player has their own two dice. But what's really cool about this is that you can change the faces of the dice. So these squares next to it, this is just 6 faces of this die. And so as you're going along, you're forging your dice, you're upgrading your dice. Now you also collect cards. These go face down. This is player 2, this is player 3, but this is me. So you're basically changing the faces of your dice. And you roll the dice quite frequently, actually. So at the start of everybody's turn, you roll the dice, and whatever resources come up get added to your area, to your resource area. So the animation of the dice rolling, I've got it super slow, but it rolls. Now the sad thing about this is you're not actually rolling these big beautiful chunky dice, and that's kind of sad, let's be honest, but you know, that's the whole thing, right? But I have heard that it's kind of tricky to change the dice faces. I can't even open a can, so to be honest, I probably won't be able to change my dice anyway. I'd only ever be able to roll them, so maybe that's an advantage. I don't know. So yeah, you roll the dice and then you get the resources, and you're basically building resources to use them in the to buy feats. Now, how do you build it? So on your turn, you can either go and forge your dice, or you can go to the feats area. You can actually do both, but I'm not going into the rules. But yeah, so depending on how many players there are, there's different numbers of faces in all these different areas, and they cost different amount of gold. So you've got to spend gold to build the faces. So if you've got 10 gold, you could buy one from the 4 and the 6. You can't buy 2 from the same area, though. You've got to buy them from different areas. The number of dice faces depend on the number of players, and also this is way late in the game. This is around 9 out of 10, so like the 4s, they're all gone. We've bought those up. So yeah, this is where you choose your dice faces. So you go into this area, you spend your gold, and you click on the face that you want. So in this case, I'm going to choose a 3, and then you choose the dice you want and which face you want to replace. So there I've replaced my 3 victory points for what was 1 fire. So now I've changed my dice. I forged my dice. I will say I played this game really, really badly. I lost so badly on this game. I was just building cool dice and forgot that I needed points. Because the point of the game is to win. You've got to have the most points. And I didn't actually start looking at points until later in the game. Go figure. So that's part of it. But then you build up these resources, and you build up these resources to buy cards. So there are these different card areas. There's 12 different card areas, and these change from game to game. There's different cards that you can use, and there's a set number of each of these cards depending on how many players you've got. So again, we're quite late in the game, so some of these are empty because they've run out. Basically, we've already bought them all. So you have this these 12 that are sort of lower cost, easier to buy, but they help you buy more things. And some of them even allow you to buy dice faces. These ones at the bottom of the Dice Forge area, you get them when you... So the one that looks a bit like, I don't know, Washington Memorial, or Lincoln Memorial, you get the card, and when you buy that card, you automatically get that face. Ooh, dusty today. So yeah, so you can buy these forges, and they give you different things that you can do, different ways of gaining points, and you have to spend the resources that you've been accumulating by rolling your dice to get them. There's actually 3 cards at the end, and these are sort of the more powerful cards. So again, these can change game to game, but they are actually a separate area. That's kind of cool. And the different cards, they do different things, like I say. So some will give you points, some will give you dice faces, some will give you favors and things like that. You've got to go through and read all the cards at the start of the game. And again, I played this game really badly. I didn't even start reading the dice faces. I completely forgot that I needed to pay attention to what was going on. So this isn't very good, but you can sort of see this is what this card does. So you just hover over it, and it says, right, it costs 2 fire, but you gain 4 victory points straight away, and then you take one of the temple dice faces, and then it tells you what that does. And so the different dice faces, the different cards all have different, like say, values. They give you different things, and they have different effects, which is kind of what you'd expect. But like a deck building game, but you're sort of building cards, but mostly you're building dice. That's kind of cool. So yeah, that's Dice Forge. It's really good. It's a really nice implementation on Board Game Arena. It does everything for you. It does the upkeep. Yes, you're not rolling these nice, beautiful, chunky dice, but you're not having to change the dice faces either. It's automatically keeping score for you. There are a few other rules, like where you can go in the hero area and stuff like that. There are rules, but that's, I'm just sort of giving it a really brief overview. So, Dice Forge, really enjoy it. Really fun game. I highly recommend you try it. It's really easy to try. Me and my friend, I think we watched like a 3-minute how to play, and then we just started playing it. That's the nice thing about Board Game Arena. The rules are there. You can't. You've got to do what it'll let you do, and so you can learn the game really quickly. And we've learned so many new games this way during lockdown. So yeah, really fun, really great implementation on Board Game Arena. To the people of Board Game Arena, thank you so much. I think what you've done is amazing. I know you've been doing this for years, but you've really stepped up. Some of my favorite games are on there. Seasons is on there, and recently Room 25 came on there. So I am that's really cool. And yeah, just brilliant. I wish there was more co-op games on there, but yeah, so that's my review of Dice Forge, the app on Board Game Arena. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you again. Bye bye.